Good morning, everybody. It's Positive Tuesday today, April 23rd, 2024. The Barron County Sheriff Chris Fitzgerald, I'm Dryden Wire, founder Ben Dryden, and you are watching The Big Show, Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by... Are you okay there, buddy?
I'm checking my mute here. I was having a problem.
Okay, you're watching The Big Show, Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. Like Fitzy and I, they believe it's the little things that make a big difference. Give them a call today, see what they can do for you. The number's right there on the screen, 715-520-2271. Fitzy, good morning. Welcome back to the show.
Yeah, I know. I was off last week. And I see Jerk was making some comments about him getting more viewers than me. I just got to say something, really.
To Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he sent me a text yesterday. And I think I forwarded it to you. It was a picture of the show and how many people watch it. And he goes, yeah, tell Fitzy. I can't remember what he said, but yeah, tell Fitzy to say more. Yeah, and you'll get more views.
Yeah, I'm going to have to say something controversial about riots or something.
Civil unrests.
Civil unrest, that's right.
Which I think we're going to have, depending on what happens in the Trump thing today, if he's going to get put in jail for violating a gag order, which I kind of feel like he's doing it on purpose, just so he can go, just
so he can go to jail.
What a dumpster fire. Oh, it's so great. Good morning, jerk.
You can't have somebody mocking the system like that. That's what irritates me about it.
Yeah, I know it. Good morning, Mike Schaefer. Hey, that's how you spell his last name. Inside joke there. Okay. Hey, right. So we have a lot to get to today, but as always, we start with a little bit of sports while we let some people, jump on, say good morning. I have a NFL draft trivia question for you.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. Fitzy, did you do your... You didn't, did you?
Yeah, I did.
You're all fuzzy.
Everything's... Well, let me get out quick and get back in. Hold on.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll let everybody else know. Here's the draft... Or here's my trivia question. In the 2021 NFL Draft, 5 quarterbacks were selected in the first round. How many of those are still on the team that drafted them? That is going to be the question. So if anybody has a guess, obviously it's either 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us know. Mike, see if you can get that one. But don't Google it. Come on. Don't Google it. Uh-oh. Is Fitzy coming back on? He's coming back on. Let me just double check some. All right. Yeah, so that is the question. And we're going to assume that Zach Wilson is traded to Denver because I saw that this morning. Okay, Mike says 0. Heather Thompson, 1. Fitzy's not back on right now, but I'm just going to let you know, Heather, that's the correct answer. We'll see if Fitzy gets it. Oh, good morning, Gay. Well, jeepers, Fitzy. Solo shows. Hey, anybody else have a sports question? I'm waiting for Fitzy's sports question. So I don't watch hockey because the Blackhawks aren't in the playoffs this year. Plus, who cares about hockey except for Mike Schaefer? Yeah, that's right. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Let's see if he's text. Forgot Trevor Lawrence. That's exactly right. So I'll just go through it right now. It was Trevor Lawrence, first overall pick. He's still there. Second was Zach Wilson. He's being traded to Denver. Third was Trey Lance for the 49ers. He's a backup for the Cowboys now. The 11th pick was the Bears for Justin Fields. He's gone. He's with Pittsburgh now. And then Zach Wilson was 15th pick to the Patriots. And I think he's now a backup to Trevor Lawrence in Jacksonville. So... having trouble getting a fit. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. It sounds like Fitzy is having a hard time jumping back in, which I don't know why. So maybe we'll just have to stop the show and start it over again when he's... Oh, hold on.
There it's not... So, it's not working. So...
Well, you just be a little fuzzy.
I might be blurry, but I can't figure it out.
Well, it is what it is.
When I do what I do every week,
It
says I'm not connected to the internet, so we'll go with what we got.
Well, as long as we can hear you, that's the most important thing.
That's right. We can I should get a sticker and we can just put it up.
Facebook is being a pain today, I guess for other people too.
Yeah.
Larry Olson had trouble getting you on fit. Yeah, I don't.
Well, it was probably me. He probably just couldn't see me. But anyway, we're
Oh,
up and
maybe.
running. So.
All right. So my trivia question is: so the report yesterday from ESPN, Zach Wilson is being traded to the Denver Broncos, and with the NFL draft coming up in 2 days, my question is: in the 2021 NFL draft, 5 quarterbacks were selected in the first round. How many of those 5 quarterbacks, just 3 years ago, are still on the team that drafted them?
1.
That is the correct answer. How did you get that so fast?
I don't know. I don't know if I heard it or if I just guessed. I think it was something about there was some ESPN thing about you just the number 1 draft picks don't stay on teams very long. I don't know.
Well, all right, you got it right.
Who was it?
Trevor
I don't know who
Lawrence.
that.
Trevor Lawrence was the first pick. He's still there. And while you were off, we went through the rest. But real quickly, Zach Wilson, number 2. He's now going to be with Denver. 3rd was Trey Lance. He's now going to be – he's back up at Dallas after getting drafted by the 49ers. Then, of course, I just said his name, the Bears. Justin Fields is now with Pittsburgh. And Zach Wilson, which looked like a really good pick that first year for the Patriots, is now a backup in Jacksonville to Trevor Lawrence. So there you go. What sports question do you have for us today?
I don't really have a sports question, but last night, Facebook TV had 4. You could watch 2 NHL games and 2 NBA games. It was the greatest.
Really?
So yeah, you can get that 4 multi-view thing.
Oh, you on YouTube?
Cool. YouTube. I mean, that's what I meant,
okay. Yeah.
I got that multi-view, and I could watch all 4. I could watch 2 NBA games and 2 hockey games last night. So. I don't know who's going to win the NBA. There's some, it was just
it's going to be Boston and Denver, right? It's just going to be.
I don't know. I mean, the Lakers lost again last night, but only by 2 points again. So I don't know.
Loss is a loss.
Yeah, I know, but we'll see. So
okay. I can see you're frustrated with your computer right now.
Yeah. I don't know what the problem is, and nothing is connected. So,
well, Gay says that you look great.
Yeah, I know. I did.
Yeah. Well, now you do. Just don't move or talk or do anything, and you'll be fine.
Right.
All right. So we have a lot to get to here. We had you sent out 2 press releases yesterday. We have an insider story. Our headlines were: man ordered to serve consecutive prison sentences on Barron County OWI 10th offense. That started with a press release from you quite a while ago. We followed through to the end as we always do. So we'll talk about that. You had a press release. Our headline was Barron County Sheriff's Department conducts 22 compliance checks, uncovers violations. And another one, Barron County Drug Unit busts meth operation, arrests Rice Lake resident. We'll get to all that and more in 15 seconds after word from Spooner Health.
Spooner Health, compassion is at the center of everything we do. It's rooted in who we are and why we're here. It unites us as providers, neighbors, and as a community. Learn more at spoonerhealth.com.
All righty. So we'll start with our insider story. It was an updated story. Man ordered to serve consecutive prison sentences on Barron County OWI 10th offense. Judge Babler ordered Lawrenson, I believe, to serve a 12-year sentence with 7 years of initial confinement in state prison, followed by 5 years of extended supervision. Obviously, there's more with conditions, supervision, etc. But 7 years in for a 10th offense, I think he's only in his 40s. So that seems like pretty high. It sounds like the guy's just got a problem, and I'm not saying it jokingly. Like seriously, holy cow! Right. And maybe this will help. Hopefully, it does. Are you happy with that result?
Yeah, I mean, people are going to say it should be longer. It's his 10th offense. I'm curious on and I don't know the answer. What he got for his 9th offense. I mean, I'm hopefully the idea behind this is it goes up because, your punishment should always go up. And so I'm curious on how long ago his 9th offense was and something gets read in and different things like that. So, but no, 7 years is a long time to be in prison. He'll have to serve most of that. So, and hopefully he learns his lesson, but it's, for driving drunk and, we had it over the weekend, we had 2 OWIs during the day, daytime hours. So again, that's what frustrates me. All OWIs frustrate me, but OWIs during the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. is what I really try to keep track of, because that's when you and I and our kids are riding their bikes, or we're going for walks, or our families are driving home. I get it. 10 p.m. to 2, till 6 a.m. is also dangerous, but less people on the roads. It's these day shift ones that I really don't like. I mean, everything is 100% preventable, as we talked about. But yeah, we got to work on that. So, and that's part of, what I put at the end of our press release from the compliance checks is there's a lot of things everybody can do to make sure our kids get home safe and we have a good, safe summer. And this is one of them. It's not driving.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with a 12-year sentence, 7 years in state prison, if it was like a 5th or 6th. Right? It just seems a little weird that we've gotten to the 10th already. But still, at least there is prison time for this. And again, hopefully there is some. Listen, you can try rehabilitation all you want. Sometimes it just doesn't stick. Sometimes you just need to be in a situation where you're forced not to have it.
Right.
So hopefully this helps.
I mean, he's only 44, and this one's a 7-year sentence. So he obviously didn't get very much for his 9th and his 8th. And so because, otherwise he'd have been in prison.
Right.
He hasn't been. Right. You got to look from 20 to 44 is only 24 years. So if you had a couple more years when you're 18, he's going to serve a long time. That's 7 years in prison is a long time, man. And we just had a tour yesterday with some Chautauqua high school kids, and we took them in the jail. And, jail is a lot different. You don't get a TV. You watch, or I should say, one TV for 15 inmates. You don't get a TV in your cell block. You eat when we eat. You don't get on your phone. You don't, a lot of different things. So jail is not like TV portrays it. So
what?
Yeah, exactly.
That's crazy. Emmy has a question here, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Emmy, thanks for all you do. Can you cover child sex trafficking at some point? That could be a topic for a future show. We have several things to get to, but that would be interesting to talk about.
Yeah, and we've talked about it with our child porn cases. We've talked briefly about it. I mean, we don't have it. I mean, it comes down to definition, and I'll just talk about it for 1 minute to answer your question. So it's the definition of child sex trafficking. We don't have 14 and 15-year-old people on street corners being trafficked, but we do have what I think is families trafficking photographs for meth, different things. We've had some trafficking in the meth world, and so, or the suggestion of trafficking in the meth world. So yeah, it's an issue, but not to when you see like the Super Bowl and you say, oh, we're trafficking, we're doing all these sex trafficking, things. It's not like people at hotel rooms doing things like that in Barron County. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying that's not what we're concentrating on. It's our human services working together with our human services to talk about that. So yeah,
just to be clear about the Super Bowl, is that when the Super Bowl, they bring in a whole bunch of, and there's a lot of sex trafficking going on there to the location of the city, because they're going to have such a huge influx of people there.
Anything. I use the Super Bowl because they've done stories on that. I mean, it's any large event where that people would say, well, there's a large event, we can get away with it because there's so many people and there's people that want to do this. And our child porn cases, as I'm sure there'll be some press releases in the coming weeks, and you'll get more into this topic.
Real quick, you had said, what was it? Families trafficking photos for meth?
Yeah.
Or something like, what is that?
So basically, take a photo of your kid. You don't want to traffic your kid because that's wrong, but you'll take a picture of your kid and then naked or something like that and trade it for meth. So, yeah. And again, that's the kind of trafficking because it's still trafficking. It's just, it's not the form that people think about on TV when we talk about trafficking.
That's what happens typically in those cases. I mean, to the parents, that's just.
Right. That's when you lose your kids. I mean, we take your kids away. And again, those are just examples of what we're looking for when we do things like this. I'm not saying we have any cases. I think we've had one of those in my career, but those are the things I think that are probably happening more than a person being trafficked in a hotel room or something.
Sure.
Like that.
Or I assume you don't have a lot of pimps in Barron County and on the street corners.
Like our gangs. We have no pimps or no gangs.
Right.
All
So
wannabes.
it's a little bit different. I understand. Well, maybe we should get that into that a little bit more in a future show. Thanks so much, Emmy, for that suggestion. You put out a press release yesterday. Well, two of them. We'll get to them now. One of them was our headline: Barron County Sheriff's Department conducts 22 compliance checks, uncovers violations. You put that on your Facebook page. We put it on ours, and of course on Dryden.com, as we publish all press releases from law enforcement when they send them to us. For people who didn't see that, what's that about?
So we have a grant through the Barron County Community Coalition. We've had it for years, and basically, it's a grant to keep kids safe. It's to reduce accessibility. So there's only so many things we can do in law enforcement to reduce alcohol, tobacco things. The A's are affordability, accessibility, and so we can't do anything about the affordability of it because that's not under the control of a sheriff or the county to, the affordability of alcohol or tobacco. But we can control the accessibility to it. If we can control those two, the A's, I think there's a third one. I can't remember what it is, but if we can control the accessibility of it. So we've always done compliance checks for alcohol. This year we were asked by public health to do some tobacco compliance checks. And so they usually do these tobacco compliance checks, but it's gotten really, there's more places that do tobacco, and these vape shops and all these smoke shops come into play. And you got to be 18, you got to be 21, you got to be different things. So, but this year we worked with the Wisconsin Alcohol and Tobacco State Agency. They're a DCI. So we've talked a lot about this show about DCI. They're a DCI branch of the DCI unit, so they are law enforcement officers. They just work alcohol, tobacco in the state, and they do a lot of licensing things. They came with us to do this, and they go, if there's a violation, then they have rules that they can go into these places to check them. So they did them with us, and obviously a lot of people passed. And again, I think we're going to concentrate on the negative because that's the headline, but you got to remember we did 22 and only 4 failed. So 18 of them passed. And that's what we want. And it's pretty easy. We use underage kids that look underage, and we use their own IDs. So there is no fake IDs. There's no, I forgot my ID. We're literally showing you the kid's ID that says under 21 until, or under 18 until.
Interesting.
So a lot of people say, oh, you use blah, blah, and kids look older, but we're actually using their own ID. So there isn't a fake ID. There's nothing like that to trick the bartender or to trick the sales clerk. And obviously it worked because 18 of them passed. And hats off to those 18 for doing their job and telling these people to get out of their store. Yeah. So, but we did have 4 fail. One was an alcohol establishment in Cameron, Ben and Maggie's, and they served alcohol to our 2 underage subjects, served them beer right at the bar, and then they don't drink the beer. They walk right out and come out to the spot.
I was like, I want that job. Where was that when I was underage? I'll volunteer for that.
So they don't sit in the bar and drink.
Come on.
So they don't drink at all. And then when we went in to talk to the bartender, Wisconsin alcohol and tobacco were there, and and they didn't have a licensed bartender. There was an issue with their liquor license, a short-term issue where it wasn't supposed to be hanging. And then they also had some illegal alcohol in there, has to do with taxing and where you buy it and all these rules that I don't know nothing about. So, so that got shut down for the night because you got to have a legal bartender. And so they'll be getting some, I don't know, citations or something for that from the village. And then we did 3 tobacco shops, and 2 of them, the Wisconsin Tobacco went in and seized a large amount of product that were there for unauthorized transfer of cigarettes from another retailer. There's again rules on licensing. When you order something for your store, it has to be sold in your store. You can't transfer it to a different store. You gotta, you can't have uninvoiced stuff. You can't buy stuff at a flea market and sell it in your store. There's all kinds of tax rules. I don't own a business, so I can't tell you all the rules. So we did have 4 violations. And again, we're pretty happy that 18 people didn't sell.
So what is the punishment? It sounds like one of them, the alcohol location, just for the night they had to shut down. So they just pay a fine? If that's really just, it's like, hey, here's a $400 fine, shut down for the night. It's kind of, It's just not a whole lot of a deterrent. Is there anything else that that comes with that?
Yeah, sure. So what we do in these cases and what we do when we do the compliance checks, and normally people just fail the compliance part of this, and we do an education class for them that they have to attend. It's either get a citation for $400 and some or attend this class. And then we have a class that we hold on why you should check IDs, how you check IDs, why is it important? Why do we do this? And kind of, because people will pay a fine and not take up their time. So our goal is to take up the time. And we like the person who got the violation and the owner or manager to come to these classes. And so we haven't decided exactly what we're going to do because of the different number of violations that all of these places has. It wasn't just and there's an online training we're going to probably make them take. But because there's other violations, there's some citations, and we're not sure that the education piece is going to have the same effect because they're still going to get citations. So we can't, because of the seriousness of the violation. So that we're still working through, but a lot of it, we try to do an education piece on these instead of giving a citation. We also don't go into places when they're super busy. We didn't do it on a Friday night. We didn't do it, right when they're.
I see. So it's almost like you're not really. Okay, I'm going to say it's going to come out wrong, but it's not like you're trying to figure out a way to get them to fail. Like we're trying to create a situation where it's normal. It's not that busy. Real IDs. Like we're giving you a chance here. Just as long as you follow all the steps, you're fine.
Right. And that's exactly what we want is people checking. And we're going to continue to do these. And the grant is over right now, and we're writing the grant again to get it, but we're going to probably do some on our own because we did have so many. What I would consider, we've been doing this for 15 years that I've been sheriff, I've been sheriff longer, but we've got this grant, we've been doing it for 10 to 15 years. We haven't had these seriousness of violations in the licensing and bartenders and things like that, and products. And we put a picture of some of the products out there. And these THC products have to have a certain amount of. They can't have a. There's a percentage of THC that you can have where it's still legal. It's not legal in Wisconsin, but it's not really THC. It's CBD and all this other stuff that, again, I don't really understand. And we're doing some more. On that. So education on that. So we took a lot of products, but that has to do with licensing. Maybe they're going to get some back. Maybe they won't, but we got to, in the villages and the cities, they can reduce the number of licenses. They can take the liquor license away. They can take the selling license away. So village and city councils have a role in this, and then we have to educate them. But who wants to shut down a business? Well, but if you're doing your business illegally, you shouldn't be doing it. It's not fair to the 18 people that are doing it right. That these 4 continue to just operate however they want. So villages and cities have a role in this, and again, that has nothing to do with the sheriff's department, but they can have some ramifications here. So because you're issued a license by the city, so if you keep getting violations, you're probably gonna. I gotta shut this down. So,
if you keep getting those, the city's going to go, okay, here's the deal. Another one, and we're just going to pull your license.
Right. And because you got to get renewed every year. So, maybe they're going to say you can't sell tobacco products. You can just sell alcohol, or vice versa, or neither. Or, they can shut you down for so many days too. So you can say, you know what, you're closed this weekend. And they're like, ooh, that's going to take a big, profit.
Yeah, you hit them in the pocketbooks. Right. Yeah, you bet.
So that's I'm not saying any of that's going to happen. I'm saying that now we send these reports when we're all done to these villages and cities and say, hey, here you go. Do what you want with them. If they keep getting them, it's probably exactly what's going to happen is like, hey, I don't need this on my desk. So if you do this again, I'm going to just take your license away so I don't get this stuff on my desk. So ultimately what can happen, obviously, if city doesn't want to shut down a business in a town, that takes tax base, but also they can't have these. I would consider some serious violations. You can't give alcohol to kids, and I know kids get away with it. There's fake IDs. There's all kinds of stuff out there, and that again, we don't cite the bar or do anything like that. If someone has a fake ID that we catch, that's not the bartender's fault.
No.
I mean, unless it's obvious. Guy says I'm 44 and he's 18. So, so there's stuff like that we work with these bars. We work with the Tavern League. The Tavern League is a big supporter of law enforcement. We're a supporter of the Tavern League. We want people, they have a lot of ride shares and things, Rutabaga Festival. We work with all the bars together. We do things. So this isn't us versus them. It's and again, 18 people did it right and the 4 people didn't, and they got to do it right. That's only fair to the 18 that are doing it right, that we have some punishment for the other 4.
Do you get a lot of flack for doing this?
Yeah, sometimes. I don't think anymore. I think when I first started, people were like, "Oh, you're just picking on bars and
go deal with the meth stuff, right?
Right.
Go deal with the real crimes that are going on out there. Don't worry about this."
A lot of it is, and if I should be able to go to war. I should be able to buy cigarettes and drink beer. Change the law.
Change the law of it. 100
times. If you want to change it. I will enforce 18. I'll enforce 21. I'll enforce 22, because there was talk about going to 20. There was talk about going to 22, right. And I'm like, whatever the legislature does, that's between you and your legislatures. Talk to Romaine and Dave and do that. But I have to enforce the laws given to us. And again, this is an issue, especially this time of year. Proms, graduations. We're going to do more of this. We're going to do targeted enforcement. We're going to do more OWI enforcement. Those are the things. We're building a traffic division here. We've got some younger officers, some newer officers. We're building a traffic enforcement division that's going to be second to none in this county. And that's not good for people that's speeding and drinking and driving. So we're going to do that. We're going to continue to do this. We're going to have targeted operations. We're going to do, we put extra people on Friday night or Saturday night because there's 5 proms left in the county. There's a large event at several of our places, a large adults events at different places. We've got some concerts at the casino. We're working with the chief over in Turtle Lake, and we're going to build up some of these events at the casino. We want you to go to these events, have fun, but we don't want there to be drugs. We don't want there to be drinking and driving, and we want everybody to be safe when they're there. So large events at the casino and large events at Turtleback or the Elks Club or whatever event you're having is our issue. I mean, large events lead to fights and domestics and whatever it is, and things like the fair. We want people to be safe when they're there. That's why we have a presence, and that's why we do the things that we're doing. So in the bottom of that press release, it says we're going to continue to do this. We're going to have increased patrols, targeted nights. It's all going to be fun.
Well, and part of your job, I think, is also to protect the community.
Correct.
So it's not like we're trying to. I'm putting words in your mouth here. That we're trying to arrest you for drinking and driving, even though that is illegal. It's the concern. The biggest concern is you're going to hit somebody who isn't drinking. Whether it's pedestrian or a mom and her 3 kids in a van and they're all dead because that's what you chose to do. That is our job, is to protect, the citizens, and sometimes even protect you from yourself.
And I think our OWIs on the weekend were 9 a.m. and noon. So that's not okay with me. I mean, none of them are okay with me, but it should raise everybody's awareness, saying, and that's why we need people to call in, and every time you call in an erratic driver or something like that, we don't get to them all. We can't. We're out of position. They get away from us. We can't find them. We have to observe some violations so that we can do something about it. So, but continue to call in those traffic complaints, because they are what it's about. When somebody calls about somebody swerving down the freeway, that happens, and we arrest people for it.
Yeah, and I don't think the average person is paying attention. So I had to go get Riley. She was coming back from a school function. It's like 1 a.m. on Saturday night. Well, technically be Sunday morning.
Right.
So I'm driving to the school to pick her up. The bus was coming in, and I was aware of it's 1 a.m. So every vehicle that is going by, there isn't a whole bunch around in Spooner at 1 o'clock. But I'm a little more aware, maybe even hyper aware of my surroundings, because there could be some people out there that they're just leaving the bar, which whatever. But you don't think about that as a citizen or as a driver at 9 a.m. You're not aware. You're not thinking this person next to me could be drunk. So you're not. The hairs in the back of your neck aren't up. You're not aware of this because you don't think, well, they're probably drunk, like
Right.
You would think at 1 a.m. if you have to go out for something. So it's just a different mindset.
Right. And I think we arrested 93 people for drunk driving in 2023. 35 or 36 of them were during the daytime hours.
Yeesh.
So, yeah, So, a third of them were during the daytime hours. So
All
just
right.
something to be aware of, but I'm pretty proud of our event,
Great job.
our partnerships on this. It's to raise awareness that we're not going to stand for this
That's right.
in our county. And I think was a good thing.
Good for you. The second press release that you put out yesterday was this was our headline, by the way. Barron County Drug Unit busts meth operation, arrests Rice Lake resident. For people who didn't see that, what was that about?
Yeah, we had our drug unit had a multi-week investigation into a subject. We ended up taking him into custody, serving a search warrant, and arrested a 33-year-old Rice Lake man. And during that search warrant, we seized 211 grams of meth. Has a street value of over $15,000. A gram of meth goes for about $100. If you buy it in bulk, it's a little cheaper. So really, if he sells that in individual grams, it's $21,000 in street value. Because he could
that always makes me laugh.
Yeah, when you buy it in bulk.
Because in real life, we know this. You buy a huge jar of pickles, like a gallon, you're going to save some money. I just never applied that to drugs.
Right, I know.
It's just so funny to think about.
So we took a lot of drugs off the street. So
211 grams.
Yep, it's almost a half a pound. And so it's over $15,000. We dented the drug operation in Barron County. And so appreciate all the comments and shares on that. It was nice to see the support out there. That's
why I used operation in the headline.
Right.
So it wasn't busts, Rice Lake resident arrested for meth. No, I put in Barron County Drug Unit bust meth operation because when you hit 211 grams, that's not for personal use.
Right. Yeah.
Right. That just isn't. I mean, maybe, but I doubt it.
And I put a picture of it. You can see it on
right.
the Facebook page, and you shared it. That's I think some better quality stuff. I think some of it's probably cut and mixed with fake stuff. But again, this is where fentanyl comes into play. Now, there's no fentanyl involved in this case. I'm talking in general terms.
Yep.
So, this fentanyl, you could mix a little fentanyl in this to make the drug stronger, and then people don't know what they're taking.
Scary.
I'm very happy with it. He was out on bond for selling drugs, so we'll see what he gets today. Of course, right? He's got a bond violation, and this is a big one. This is a big deal, I think. Lots of, as you posted on a lot of your sites, a lot of press releases this weekend over a lot of different things, some accidents. Yeah. I know you posted one about an accident. There's some other stuff. Lots of press releases. Not sure why. It was weather has nothing to do with the weather this weekend, but we have a very big weekend coming up. So we have, again, a lot of enforcement out there. In fact, we have 3 extra cars. So I think we're running 8 cars on Saturday night.
What do you normally run? 5?
Yeah, 4 to 5.
Oh, sure.
So, and then I think I will be out in between the 2 events that I'm emceeing in a Boys and Girls Club event. I'm introducing Scott Knutson at a rally in Rice Lake, or a dinner in Rice Lake. He's the sheriff of St. Croix County. He's coming into town, so I got a couple of those events, and then I will be paying attention to what's going on out there on my computer while these events are going on, because if there's something big going on, it's the biggest night. We want to keep our kids safe. 5 proms. I mean, the 3 proms we've had already in our county have been very successful, very safe. That's what we want. But that's a lot of kids we're putting on the road at different hours. Plus these other large events that are going on. Plus it's, if the weather's nice, and then it comes into play. Regular people out there on a Friday and Saturday night. So if you're going out for dinner in the Barron County area on Saturday night,
do the speed limit.
Go the speed limit, but get your dinner reservations early, because there's a lot of prom kids going out. So I think we have Cameron, and we have Turtle Lake, and Cumberland's prom, and there's lots of proms. So
sure.
Oh, there you go. CASA fundraiser. That's the court-appointed special advocate fundraiser at the Enchanted Barn on Sunday night. If anybody's looking for something fun to do, that would be great. So
Tiffany wants to know, do you ever? I was actually going to ask you this question, because I think you can go to Polk County and get this stuff for free, man. You can get those tests for free.
No test strips, yes.
Right, exactly.
Probably, yeah. So
are you going to test it for that stuff?
Yes, we do. It's a good question. We do. We're very careful on how we test drugs now. We have a hood. We don't field test drugs anymore. We do that on a hood, a trained thing. And if we have tested some of our meth. I don't know if they did this, but we normally do to make sure it doesn't have fentanyl in it.
Sure.
So, but that is we almost have to do 2 drug tests on them. So.
All right. Hey, Sheriff, I sent you an email in reference to drug. Oh, well. Honey.
I don't know about it. Drug take back day. I'm looking for it.
When did you send it, Steve?
Yeah.
Probably went to his junk mail.
Yeah.
Spam, Steve. Ugh.
In regards to what drug take back day? Is it April? We don't do drug take back days anymore. We have boxes at all of our police departments, a lot of our pharmacies, all of our hospitals have one. We have one here at the Justice Center that's 24/7. So drug take back day is the day that you can drop your drugs 24/7, 365 days in Barron County. Like I said, we have, I think, the most drug drop boxes in the state in our county. So,
he said we want to set one up.
Well,
just bring them to the sheriff's office. You got some drugs, just bring them to the sheriff's office.
Yeah. What kind of drugs are we talking about?
Right. What kind?
What he's talking. So
yeah.
And so prescription drugs is another tool out there. But again, I think there's 9 drug drop boxes in Barron County. And like I said, there's one here. All the police departments have them 24/7.
Are they the green boxes?
Yep. There's the green.
I have seen those.
Boxes. Yep. So, but
oh my goodness, Tiffany, that's fantastic news.
Congrats. Yay.
Good for you. Holy cow.
So that's awesome. So, and that's what we want. And that's what we want. We give a lot of people help. Nothing against the guy we arrested, but if he wants help, there's plenty of help out there for him. But he's a seller. I don't know if he's a user himself. I couldn't tell you that answer.
Well, that's true.
But again, the people I want selling drugs are the people I want in prison. So.
Amen to that.
Yep. That was easy.
Yeah, no kidding. That was a simple one. Take that, Adam Jarko. All right. So we're getting close to our time being wrapped up here. So if Dirk has the weather forecast, go ahead and put that in. What do you have coming up this week? Sounds like you have a busy weekend coming up, but what about this week?
I got a busy day. I'm doing another TV show after this with Rice Lake
What?
Cable.
You traitor. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Where are you doing this?
Rice Lake. That's the Rice Lake Cable access.
Oh, that's right. Well, so I don't know if I get that. What is it, online?
Well, you can get it online. Everybody can get it online.
All right, I'm going to go watch it. I'm going to text you while I'm watching it nonstop because I think you have a smartwatch. So I'm just going to make that thing blow up.
We tape it and then then you have to watch it.
What's the fun of doing a show if it's not live?
Well, yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm not trying to bang on. But, that's too bad. I was going to watch it if it was live and try to screw you up as much as I could. But
no, you can't. And so, and then we have a meeting here, and then we're going to Mosaic for an event tonight. So I'll be at that event, and then a couple meetings this week. Lots of meetings. It must be meeting week. And then, Saturday is our big day. So we have a big Boys and Girls Club event and a big all the proms. And so it'll be a fun weekend.
Fun. I think I have Senator Romaine Quinn coming on this Thursday for his regularly scheduled monthly chat. After that, I'm going to be going golfing, I think, with Dad at Butternut. Dad and Bobby Andrea, former Spooner chief. I think 3 of us are going to go golfing, just 9 holes real quick. And then I think Friday, I'm having my first committee meeting.
Oh, you have a committee? How was that?
Yeah, I know, IT. So I think that's like 9 or something. Never been to a committee meeting before.
What committee are you on?
Information technology, IT.
Oh.
So, and I asked for that one. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, I don't even think Barron County has an IT committee.
Clearly, I mean, look at your quality of your show.
Well, now it's clear.
Maybe you guys need one.
Lance is a good guy. He takes
Lance
care of
is
it.
awesome.
I don't know what's the problem. So
poor Lance.
We better get to the weather.
Yeah, let's get to the weather. Dirk, part 1, showers and a few thunderstorms today. Highs in the middle 50s, around 60. Nice. Clearing tonight, lows 20s and 30.
20. Ouch. 20s.
Yeah. A little chilly. So here's looking ahead a little further. Part 2, sunny to mostly sunny skies for tomorrow and Thursday. Highs in the low 50. Oh, nice. Warming 50s and 60s. Nice. That'll be nice golfing on the Thursday.
Yeah.
Lows again. Oh, okay. Warming up. The lows are, okay, we'll take it. I'm now excited to read the third one. Come on, be better. The Friday of the weekend, we'll see, showers and thunderstorms. Highs could be in the 70s come Saturday. Very nice. Cooler Sunday with highs in the mid-50s. Winds. Boy, is it just me, or maybe it's always this time of year, but it's been pretty windy the last few weeks.
Very windy. I thought it's always windy. It's a little windy now. It's not. But again, we got to remember it's still April. It's not May yet. So
I don't know. I was driving my Jeep back. My brother and I went to Eau Claire on Friday because my old Jeep, 2000 Jeep Wrangler, was getting some underframe work done down at MC Motorworks in Eau Claire. So my brother dropped me off, took me down there. He had something to do, and I drove it back. Yeah, that's not fun. Driving a Jeep Wrangler that has big tires and lifted up a little in high winds on the interstate. Yeah, that's not fun. Yeah. I mean, my arms were sore when I got home. I'm like, oh my gosh.
It's been really windy. So.
That was tough. But, all right, so it sounds like you have a lot going on this week. Next week we'll be obviously starting with we'll probably start with a little recap of how did it go over the weekend, right? With all the stuff going on. Hopefully we won't get any press releases from you, unless they're positive press releases.
There hopefully will be one. We're starting some new things, and I have a positive press. I have 3 of them. They're going to go out every week, so I have some positive press releases. But we're doing a lot of cool things. We really got it going on here. We're fully staffed. We're doing some great things. We're looking forward to the positive. So lots of great things coming on, and hats off to all of our kids for having a safe weekend.
Nice to have all that tax money coming in funding your department, boy. That's sure nice.
That's right. You county board members too.
Awesome. Thanks, Fitzy.
Yes.
For Dryden.com, I'm Ben Dryden, and you've been watching Positive Tuesday with Ben and Fitzy, presented by Professional Exteriors and Interiors. With 20 years of experience, this locally owned and operated business provides quality work both on the inside and on the outside of your home or business. And yeah, Shasta, you're 100% right. They are like soda cans. It was horrific. Oh my goodness. And I've thought about that a lot. I'm driving down the road and it's a little play in it as well. And I'm just like banging in between the lines. I'm like, man, if somebody's calling me in, I swear. They're going to think I'm drunk, but I'm trying to stay on the road. It was horrible.
The city council now too, so you and her can talk about
Hey, fantastic. I love it.
Cities fight with counties all the time. We're going to take Rice Lake and Shell Lake, and we're going to fight. I don't know.
Yeah! All right. I'll see everyone on Thursday with Romaine Quinn, and Fitzy and I, of course, will be back next week. So until then, thank you for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.